Hello and welcome to the Downsize. This is our weekly weigh-in. It's April 6, 2025, and we are the Downsized. If you're new here, welcome to our channel. If you're a frequent watcher, we welcome you back. We hope everyone will like and subscribe to our channel. My name is Laraine Durham, and I'm here with my husband,
Christopher Durham.
Durham. And together we've lost over 150 pounds. We're the channel that talks about all things GLP-1 weight loss related. And we're not doctors. We're just a couple living in North Carolina who did really well on some GLP-1 medications, namely tirzepatide.
That's right.
So this is our weekly series where we talk about our week and how we're doing and what's going on. So what's going on, Christopher Durham?
Well, first of all, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit like and subscribe and the bell button so it alerts you every time we publish a video. There's always lots going on with videos, but we can talk about that later. What's going on this week? No travel, we're just kind of getting into the role of summer. For our real world business, we've got some events coming up we're in planning for, so you'll see us traveling a bit over the next month or so for the business. But nothing huge this week, right?
Nope, just regular.
Just regular old stuff.
Regular life, trying to get the taxes filed and trying to do, all the things as per usual. So, do you want to talk about your week or should I go first?
You go first.
All right, I will go first. This is week 78 of our weight loss journey. We started on September 29th of 2023. And when we started, I weighed 193 pounds. Today, I weigh 139.4 pounds. That is 53.6 pounds down. So, and that's actually 1.2 down from last week. I've been hovering around 139, 142, kind of in that range. I'm 5'5", mom of 3 grown kids, and I lost at a rate of about 1.5 pounds a week for about 6 months till I hit my goal. And I've been on a 7.5 or 8.8 dose of compounded tirzepatide for about the last 6 months. So I keep a spreadsheet here of all my dates of shot, my weight, my side effects, if I have anything that's going on that particular week. And so this week I decided to, like I said, I've been on the 7.5 and then the 8.8 dose since, I have to go really far back, since October 20th. So now it's April 6th, I think.
Right.
Right. So I decided to see if I could drop down my dose to 5 milligrams. Partly because of, I think maybe I can, and partly because I just kind of want to conserve the medicine that I have. So,
which is a good goal.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing this week. That's my story.
That's your story?
Yeah. I guess yeah. What else you want to know? What else you want to know?
Did you? When was the last dose you did was how much? 5? And that was Friday?
The dose I did Friday was 5.
Okay, so it's only been a couple of days.
We take our shots on Friday.
Right.
Yeah, it's only been a couple of days. I mean, I really don't feel any different. Earlier in the week, I wasn't feeling great. I don't know if I had like a touch of a stomach bug. I don't know if it was the medicine. I don't know if it was just stress and just, so much going on just in general right now. Yeah. So, I don't know. I haven't been feeling great. I'm still exercising. I went to the gym, I don't know, maybe 3 times this week. So still trying to keep that up and maintain that.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing. Well, so is it my turn then?
I guess.
Awesome. So Christopher Durham, I'm 5'10.5", 56 years old. I started out, as Laraine mentioned, in September of 2023 at 286.4 pounds. About 4 or 5 weeks ago, I got to my original goal of 190 pounds and then decided I wanted to get a little bit further down, only a few more pounds to get to 100 pounds down. Got to that, And now we're figuring out what maintenance looks like. So I've been at the highest dose, which was 15 milligrams of the Lilly dose and 16.6 milligram of the compounded dose for, I don't know, 5 months, something like that. And
quite a while.
And continued to lose and continue to do okay. It's been a little bit slower, but it's fine. So now at maintenance, it's really, how do I balance, right? How do I find that sweet spot where it's up, down, up a little bit, down a little bit, but you're all working out and staying healthy and trying to figure out what it actually looks like to be at a relatively stable weight. So this past week I had bumped it down to about 12.5 milligrams from 15. Wasn't quite that because the way the dosage works, it's a little hard with the lines on the syringe. But it was very close to it. I don't know. I was feeling a lot more snacky. I was feeling the beginning of the week, I think I was up like 4 pounds. On like Tuesday, I was up like 4 pounds, and then Wednesday I was up like 4 pounds. And we haven't gone anywhere. We haven't eaten anything. We haven't done anything different. Just kind of buckled back down and got it back to. So today I was 184.8. So I'm 101.6 pounds down. So it all kind of balanced it out. Maybe that's just the natural ebb and flow of my body. I don't know what was going on there.
I don't know. 4 pounds is a big fluctuation. You don't usually have that big of a fluctuation.
I'll tell you, I took a 15 milligram dose on Friday because I was just like, I don't know, I didn't really like that. I wasn't.
Back up.
I did go back up. I don't know. I'm going to give it a few more weeks. I've been watching a bunch of doctors, and we'll have a few doctors coming on the channel. I've got 3 or 4 scheduled right now. That's maintenance will be one of those questions we talk about with them because there's a lot of theories on it and. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've kind of been adjusting my dose in maintenance. My highest dose that I got to was 12.5. When I hit my first goal of 150 pounds, I kind of thought that would be my goal. So I dropped down to 10, and I kept losing. And I dropped down to 7.5. And, I was looking back over my spreadsheet, and I kind of forgot about this, but there were points where I increased my dose for like a week if something had happened. Like if we went on vacation and I gained some weight, and so I increased my shot dose the next week. Like here's one. Well, over Thanksgiving, I guess I was up 1.6 pounds.
Which isn't bad for Thanksgiving.
It's like nothing for Thanksgiving, right?
Yep.
So the next week, I went from 7.5 to 10, and then I lost that weight and another pound. So then I was down 2.8. So then immediately the next week, I went back to 7.5. And this is something that I guess I heard Dr. Dan talking about, and I didn't really realize when I was talking to him that I had actually experimented this and done this. I did this another point in September. I had been on 7.5 for about 6 weeks, September 21st, and then a couple things happened. We went on a cruise, and then Hurricane Helene came through, and really kind of a lot was happening here, and our daughter was up in Boone, North Carolina, just kind of in the middle of all that, and it was very stressful, and I went up in my weight that week. So the next week I bumped up to 10, and I was at 10 for 2 weeks, and then I went back to 7.5. So, it's just, I think that once you kind of get in the flow of maintenance and you are dialed into the weight that you want to be. I've been making these adjustments, and I guess I didn't. It's been a while since I've done that. I haven't really even thought about it. Yeah, I've been on 7.5 since I had my colonoscopy in November. So, we have a lot of, you have to make this medicine work for you, right? And we
Yeah,
talk a lot about
absolutely.
personalized dosing, and we talk a lot about what is the right dose for you, and it's whatever his dose is not going to be right for me, and vice versa. So, the nice thing about compounding is you have that ability to figure out other
adjust if needed, yeah.
doses, right? And we're not going to go into how you figure that out, because basically it's a math equation, and I'm not gonna go into it. But
Talk to your prescriber, and if you need to adjust, they can always help you do that.
yeah, your prescriber can help you figure that out if you need help. But that's available, right? Whereas if you're taking the branded shots, that's not, you just click
Those
and
pins
go.
are what they are.
You just click and go. So
Well, so you're 6-7 months into maintenance now, and I'm like 3 weeks or something. So I'm a baby.
You're a newbie. Yeah.
I still kind of wake up and look at the scale and look at the numbers and all of it, and it's still a little startling to me that it's even happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's very tempting for a lot of people that once you get to maintenance to say, oh, I can go lower, I can keep going. And at some point you have to figure out what's a healthy weight for you, what's the best weight for you, not what a chart says, not what your friend tells you, not what 17 magazine in 1984 said you should weigh, but how you feel, where you feel your best. And I'm still kind of figuring that out. I don't know I think 140 is probably where I want to be, but then I was like, I got to 139. Can I get to 135? and it's like, no, at some point, I want to be able to eat. I like eating, right? I like to eat regular food. I try to eat regular food. I like to have an occasional cocktail on the weekends.
Sure.
I like to have a piece of birthday cake on my birthday. I like to go out for a cheeseburger every now and then. So, I could give up all those things and probably maintain a lower weight, but that's not how I want my life to look, right? So I think you have to decide how you want your life to look and how you can maintain that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's the whole conversation around the numbers and weight is such a strange conversation, because the number on the scale really is not a reflection of whether you're happy or not. It's not a reflection of your mental state. No, it's not.
It definitely did rule my happiness and mental state for a lot of years, right? So,
but it didn't make you happier by being skinnier,
didn't it?
No, it hasn't.
I still have the same stress, and I still have the same, other problems, and it's now my weight just isn't one of them, right? So that's very nice. I'm not dealing with constantly looking for food all the time, and a running commentary in my brain about what I'm going to eat next has been turned off. Although I do notice it every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just something to be aware of.
So what is your goal weight now is what?
I don't know. 140, 139, 140.
And the range is what?
On a chart?
No, that you think that you're comfortable with it going up and down.
I don't want to go over 142 or 143.
So up a couple of pounds, down a couple of pounds.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I don't know what mine is.
For years, when I was doing Weight Watchers, my goal was 156 because I was 5'5.5", and I rounded that to 5'6", and the bottom weight to be at goal at Weight Watchers was 156. So that was a number I wrote on my little check-in book for Weight Watchers. I wrote it in places so I would try to mentally get that in my head, and that never worked. And then for a minute last year, not for a minute, but last year at my doctor's checkup, I measured at 5'4 1/4 for some reason, which was very upsetting because then I realized I had to drop my weight loss goal. So I dropped my weight loss goal to 150, And I hit that, but then I kept going a little bit. And now this year, when I went to the doctor a few weeks ago, I measured at 5'5" again. And I said, what is going on here? And I said, let me look. And we measured me again. I said, last year I measured at 4 1/4. She said, yeah, I see that. I said, well, huh? No, I don't know. No one knows. People have theories. Maybe it was my hair. Maybe it was the time of day. You're taller at one time of day versus the other. I was standing up more straight because I'm proud of my weight loss. I don't know. So, so 150 was my new number. But then I just kept kind of losing off of that. And I don't know. Kind of think now maybe 140 is my number.
You think?
It is today. It is for now. And I don't feel like I'm skinny, right? I feel like I'm strong. I feel like I'm healthy. I mean, I have some muscle, right? I have muscle tone. I'm able to physically do things and lift things. And, I've been working on my balance and all kinds of stuff like that. So, I don't know. Where I used to want to be skinny, now I just want to be strong and active. The gym was kind of crowded this week. I don't know why. Monday, I didn't get the class that I like to go to. If you don't get there at least 15 minutes beforehand, you don't get a spot. So I was like, I got there at 1:45. There were too many people. I didn't get my spot. So I went downstairs to the gym and I played pickleball. So I didn't have my paddle or anything, but they have paddles there. And I told the guy in charge, I took a lesson a couple weeks ago, and he said, if you're a beginner, come find me and I'll put you with other beginners, because some of these people are...
So you didn't end up with the crazy old man that wanted to slam it on you every time?
Yeah. So I got in with some other beginners. The first time I ever played pickleball, I just went down there because it looked fun, right? And there was and I had no idea of the rules or the concept of the game or anything. It just looked fun. So I went down there and I worked in with this one group of 3 other men who were playing. And, I didn't realize I was in the Wimbledon of pickleball here at my North Mech Recreation Center gym in Cornelius,
the old dudes are
North
really
Carolina.
serious.
I mean, they're like, bam! And I'm like, okay, guys, this is not that serious. So, so you definitely want to make sure you're with beginners if you're learning. So, but then one of the guys that they put me with was, he was just older and he had a hard time moving to the ball. So, that was fine. But we practiced serving, so that was good.
Well, we've got courts in the neighborhood too. I know we've talked about some of our friends. One of their daughters is a big fan of pickleball, Caroline. So.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's a lot of fun. You can there's outside courts, there's inside courts, there's lots of leagues and lots of classes pretty much everywhere now. So you can almost just go online and Google it. And it's really easy to start. You don't have to be athletic, right? You have to be able to bend down and pick up the ball a few times, maybe run after the ball a few times.
It's a smaller court than a tennis court.
It's a smaller court than a tennis court. It's not really like tennis. A lot of tennis people, older tennis people, I think have transitioned to pickleball, thus the Wimbledon of pickleball at my gym. But it's pretty easy for anybody to pick up.
Cool.
We should go play.
Sure.
We haven't played in a while.
The problem with playing with you is you always want to play at an old people time, and I work. She's like, let's go at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. I'm like, I'm working. What are you doing?
That's when my gym has open pickleball play.
That's when the old people play. It turns out we actually have courts in the neighborhood. Let's go right now.
All right. I mean, they're probably full. You have to sign up for those, but we could certainly do that. I guess we could tell them about the cruise we have coming up.
Sure, let's tell them about the cruise.
We have a group cruise coming up. It's the Downsize Cruise presented by Mochi Health. It's going to be in June 23rd through the 27th out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida on the Celebrity Reflection. And you can come along with us. Just go to theDownsized.org, click on the cruise tab, and you can see all that information. We're going to be going to Nassau and Bimini in the Bahamas, and we'll do lots of fun stuff like meet and greets and QA sessions and hang out together, go to the beach, and do all kinds of stuff. So we hope that you will join us. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely. And anybody can join us. You don't have to work with Mochi or not. So please come and sail with us. We'll be doing lots of fun stuff. I think we're going to go snorkeling, right?
We are going to go
for one of our
snorkeling
excursions.
On our excursion.
In Nassau, little kind of sailboat out to a reef and go snorkeling. And then go in Bimini to a beach club. Should be hot in June.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be. Supposed to be warm in June.
So
yeah, so we hope you can join us. Go to thedownsized.org for all the details.
Yep, we have a lot of good stuff coming up this week. Lorraine's going to do an interview with Dr. Spencer Nadolsky, right? That's exciting. Got a couple of doctors set up over the next few weeks. You guys seem to respond really well to that, so look for a Dr. Spencer interview. I think end of the week should go live, so that should be a great conversation. Then a few more coming up. We'll of course have our live on Wednesday at 7, and for you Club Downsized members, we do a live on Tuesdays at 6. So if you're not a Club Downsized member, we'd love to have you join us. Tell us about Club Downsized.
All of our content is always free, but if you'd like to support us further, you can join our Club Downsized. You can click the join link below and it'll tell you all about it and how to join. We have some different levels. We have a Facebook group specifically for Club Downsized members. We have a Tuesday evening live specifically for Club Downsized members. So we hope you will check that out and join us if you'd like.
Then we had published a couple of great videos at the end of this past week. We did another taste test. What was the taste test? Was protein yogurts. That you guys had lots to say about your favorite protein yogurts. So that was interesting. And then we've got a few more coming up on protein cereals.
Yeah.
And protein breakfast sandwiches. It's a whole protein breakfast series. And then I don't know what comes after that, but we'll find some more. I know there's a few people who left suggestions in the comments.
Yeah, some people are suggesting different protein or keto breads or bagels or things like that. I don't really eat fake versions of bread. Not fake. I eat regular bread. So I eat either Dave's Killer Bread or just a local loaf of sourdough bread. So I've tried the bagel thins and the keto bread, and they're just disappointing. If you have one that you like, that's great. I've tried so many, and I just have not found one that is enough like bread for me to do it. The cereals and things are fine because most of the cereals are just cereal. Some of them are better than others for sure. And it's kind of like the protein yogurts. It just depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for high protein? Are you looking for low sugar? Are you looking for, a balanced mix? Are you looking for no artificial sweeteners? So it's just kind of like that. Some things you just kind of have to do what you like.
If you haven't visited our website, thedownsized.org, please go check it out. Most importantly, we have an email list with so much going on in the world around social media and TikTok and Facebook and so forth, shutting things down. Add your name to our email list. That way, if something happens, we can get in touch with you. We don't send out very many emails, so don't worry about that. We're not going to spam you, but we'd love to be able to stay in touch with you. And then we also have a store that's an Amazon store. Tell them about that.
We have a Amazon store with products that I like. We're Amazon affiliates, so we do make a small commission on each purchase. There you go. So it's got things in it that I've used on our journey, the scale that we used or continue to use, Mago 7, which I find is a big help for constipation, protein bars that we like, protein snacks, protein drinks, all kinds of stuff. So you can check that out. You click the Amazon link below.
And of course, we always invite all of you to be a part of the Downsized Dish, our interview series. How can they do that, Laraine?
We do a weekly series with people who have been on a GLP-1 journey, or maybe you're thinking about a GLP-1 journey. You can send me an email to Laraine@thedownsized.org, and I'll send you a link to our calendar, and we'll get you set up. We are currently looking for people right now. So you know, if you're thinking about it, send me an email and we'll get you set up. We'd love to hear your story, and you might be helping someone who's just like you and looking for someone like them. You know, everybody wants to see someone like them. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Well, very good. Anything else before we close? Are we forgetting anything this week?
Not a doctor, like and subscribe.
Yeah, not a doctor. Please like and subscribe.
We hope
absolutely.
we hope you'll like and subscribe to our channel. We're creeping up on 13,000 subscribers. So you can also share this video with a friend if you liked it. And that's it. We'll see you next time.
Yep. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
We are the Downsized. See you next week.